Hey, have you ever wanted to have one of your tracks or group of tracks have more power or pop out more in your mix? Using a technique called parallel compression is a really cool way to do that. I want to show you exactly how to do that using drums inside of Studio One. Let's jump in. So basically, parallel compression is when you take a signal and you apply compression to only a portion of that signal. So you have the original dry signal and then the compressed signal as one, and you kind of get the best of both worlds, blending a mixture of the two together. So to set this up, the first thing that you're going to want to do is step number one, which is to add the splitter tool to your track. Okay, so I'm inside of Studio One, and the first thing that we're going to want to do is to add the splitter tool to our drum bus. So we're going to be adding this to drums. So the way that you can do it is just like any effect. The splitter is located over in the effects column. You can either drag it in like this or just type it in. And then this is what it looks like. So here is my drum bus, and then here's the effects chain. I have first a Pro EQ, then a compressor, and then the splitter. And there's a couple options depending on how you set it up with what you can do with the splitter. So I have a fat channel here, and what this is doing is basically it's in split mode. So there's several different modes. So the normal mode is basically if you have like a certain percentage of that signal being compressed. So 50% is what it defaults to, but you can actually drag this over here. And if I zoom in, you can see that you can drag this in or out depending on how much signal you want to have compressed. Now the other option is you can go to split mode, which basically is a right and left. So you can have all of the compression on the right side, which is I have it set up like this now, or you can have it all the way on the left if you wanted to. So nothing is on the left over here, everything is on the right over here. So those are the two different modes I usually use when setting up parallel compression. Step number two is to dial in your compression settings. Okay, so for step two, we are going to be just dialing in our sounds. Let's give this a listen and just see what it sounds like with parallel compression and without. So this is the normal mode with parallel compression. And then this is without parallel compression. So did you hear the difference? Without parallel compression, it's a little bit beefier, it's a little bit muddier. Then we add that parallel compression back in, and it just cuts through the mix a little bit more and gives it a little bit more volume. That's one of the things that happens with parallel compression. Now, we can try it with the other mode. So let's listen to the split mode if we were to kind of go one side parallel compression, one side no compression. So you can really hear the difference in sound when you do that. Now let's go back to normal mode and let's just turn down one of those signals. So let's just turn down the compression. I'm going to just do this as I play it. So this is turning down the compression and then turning it back up. Now I have the fat channel open. And I chose this because this is kind of more of a tube-based modeling compressor, so it's going to give a little bit more characteristic of the sound. And to really demonstrate this, I just have it really compressed. So the threshold is set to -30 dB, and the ratio is almost flat. But you can also use they also have different analog compressors. The Brit Comp is really cool. Or this FET compressor is really cool. But for this example, we just had the standard one being used. Step number three is to listen to the full mix, both with and without compression. Okay, now in step three, let's listen to it in the actual mix, not soloed out, and just see if we've made any improvements. So this is with the compression. Like an anchor, I'm tethered to. Okay, now let's listen to it without the compression on the drums. I will place my trust in you. And then one more time with. Steady and never change. So do you hear how it really brings the drums out in the mix with that compressor? It's really, really cool effect. Depending on the style of music that you have, you can use this or not use this. That's kind of up to taste because it definitely has a certain sound when you're using it. Hey, I hope that helped you. Leave a comment below if you have any questions. Also, I have a free guide for you. It's called my 5-Step Guide to Recording Pro Music from Your Home Studio. You can get that by clicking the link in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video.